1999. Consolidated Credit Solutions.
Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this one more time here. Okay, I think right as I got ready to go to our guest, we had a power surge. So now we're back.
No.
I was getting ready to introduce you. I was in the middle of the introduction. And then
It's all good.
pop.
Is this live? Is this
Pop.
live? Or...
Yes, on some of our stations we are live, so we are back live.
All right. Sounds good.
We have got a great guest with us today. As I was saying, I know GoldyLocks from professional wrestling, but most everybody else knows her from the music industry. And she joins us today here on our big program. And you never age.
That's really
Holy
nice
crap.
to say.
You look the same as when I seen you at a couple episodes of TNA back in the day. So
That's a huge. You know what? I got a jiggy. I got to take a shout out time right now just to say I've got some really, really great friends at Bellevue Meta Spa in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm telling you, these people are like miracle workers. Like they're always just doing little things here and there, but I really appreciate that. There's nothing wrong with aging. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, and a lot of people do it. And in fact, there are some guys. If you look back in pro wrestling, you look at some of the guys from the 80s and the 70s, and it's like or for instance, Arn Anderson. That guy's looked. That guy might be a certain age, but the guy's looked like he's 40 his whole life. So,
Ron Kinley looks pretty damn good. Like, that dude never ages either. I'm always, like, so blown away. There's so many people that are doing all these throwbacks to, because the TNA the original one just keeps airing on all these different...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every single Saturday, I see it on Pluto TV. It's always...
Is that where everybody's seeing it?
Yes,
Okay,
that's where everybody is seeing it, because for whatever reason... And I don't know how the hell this happens, and I don't know how this works, but TNA Wrestling has a Pluto TV channel, and they run 24/7 archives. So you never know what the hell you're gonna see when you tune on there. You might see current stuff. You might see the stuff that you guys did at the fairgrounds. You might see the stuff with Del Rio and EC3 and all them. You never know what the hell you're going to see. And this is the craziest thing about this Pluto TV thing, is they got TNA, they have TNA in the sports section, which is where it probably should be. And then they have in the Spanish section a AAA channel. And I'm like, what? So yeah, that's probably where you're getting all these comments, is these people are watching your ass on Pluto TV and they're like, oh, GoldyLocks!
No, it's been really fun. We've had some really great guys coming over, and girls, to our Patreon, me and the band, and they're just like, we had a chat last night. There's like all these people from all over the world that come in, and we just all shoot the shiznit about whatever. But people were putting in snaps of, I saw you last Saturday or this or that, and it brings me down memory lane, because
yes.
I mean, a lot of these people aren't with us anymore. It's so sad.
Oh, yeah.
But I have good memories of, like, somebody posted New Jack playing Candyland, and I don't remember, but it was funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. It was really,
That's awesome.
It was really good. So
That's
I'm proud of everything that everyone has done with TNA Impact Wrestling. There's still some people on the roster that were there when I first started, and I'm really proud of what it's become. All of it. There's a lot of AEW's got some really great content out there. Everybody's going to just, crap on everybody's content and this and that, but I'd like to see you go out and, start a wrestling federation.
That's right.
Saying the same thing. It's like, well, let's see. He said everybody's always got all these opinions about, what I'm doing, but where's yours? So much easier said than done.
Yes. We have got a great guest with us today. GoldyLocks joins us live here on our big broadcast. Woo! And she is fantastic. By the way, if you're watching us on BitChute or YouTube or Rumble or Cloud Hub or any of the video places.
Cloud Hub or Cloud Hub?
Cloud Hub. What is so funny is I use the Alex Jones method of uploading video, which his old method before he got banned everywhere was upload the video to anything you get your hands on. So that's what I do. I upload it everywhere I get my hands on. And I got on this place called Clout Hub, and the joke on this show used to be, we're on Clout Hub, whatever the hell that is. And then one day, I had this interview with this guy, and in the bio, it said that he was the CEO of Clout Hub. So halfway through the interview, I had him do like this full explanation, because I didn't know what the hell this place was. So he explains it to me. So now I can't use the whole whatever the hell that is, because I know what the hell that is now. So you have quite the setup. Well, like I said, if you're watching us on video, her setup is amazing.
What's my setup?
Everything behind you. All the cool mic, the whole...
Oh, well, there's more. There's a lot more.
You're amazing there with that setup. I think that's fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. Like I said, there's like the whole rest of the studio. That's the small stuff. I don't even know what's back there. Yeah, there's like lots of keyboards and violins and just crazy stuff in here. Dare I move the camera? Or who knows what
yeah. Yeah, who knows? We might have another damn power surge. You never know. But, so GoldyLocks, you have been making a lot of music. You have been doing a lot of music. Talk to us a little bit about when this all started for you.
It started when I was 3, so a couple years ago. The whole reason I got into wrestling was because I was a musician, and they were looking for a fresh face that could speak on the mic articulately, decent looking, had somewhat of a following, and then could sing some national anthems or kind of like a Lillian Garcia-esque, something, a hybrid of that.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, me managing and then some wrestling and then doing a lot of the wrestlers' entrance music, which was really, really badass and
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time with the band that we have. It's always who's in the band. Are they more R&B? Are they more rock? Are they more pop? We've got a really rocking guy right now, Johnny Oro, Rod Saylor, very metal. So the band original stuff is leaning more rock. But the single that Eric reached out to you about was from the last cast, which is super, super pop and lighthearted. And we need that sometimes, too. And, of course, my pop days with Prince and all the good stuff in Chanhassen, Minnesota, that'll always be running through my veins. But now we're getting excited because we're going to start leaning way more rock. So we've got like 4 songs in the can. I would love to come back on and promote that because one of them has a feature with the country music stars, the Lacs, LACS. Check them out. They're amazing. And Mickie James from WWE, from Impact.
That's awesome.
From every possible, federation that there is, she's going to be doing the duet with me. So I'm really excited for that.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. GoldyLocks is with us. You might know her from TNA. I know her from TNA and from her music that she's been doing over the years. So tell me a little bit about this lineup that you have for this current project that leads into this Just Say Yes.
Dude! Woo! So, I'm not 30 anymore. Vicky's in her 40s. I'm in my 40s. We just wanted to do a super hot, sexy, steamy video that really showcases, all of us, just looking really strong, lean, powerful. But this song, it's called I Didn't Know, and it never started out as a duet. It was just some weird thing. I tried to change it a million times, but no matter what I did, I kept coming back to just a simple hook of I didn't know. And I'm like, what could this be about? So I started writing it. The more I got listening to the second verse, I was like, what if this was 2 different women singing the same chorus, but with different perspectives? So it's I didn't know. And of course, here comes the jerk off creep who's gonna, see me with my car broken down. And he omitted his wedding ring that day. And then he's really married to Mickie James. And, so you've seen it before, but not like this, like with somebody like me. And then with somebody like her, because she's very, very talented, a really talented, gifted singer, songwriter. it's just going to be really cool. And then you put the lax in it because I decided it should have a wrap feature. Why not? Because you see that in rock every day, right? No. But anyway, the lax they started out on Average Joe's record label, and then they're doing their own thing now. They're just blowing up. And I was like, I really want to I shot their photos before. I thought, let's get them in here too. So it's just going to be really, really cool. The only thing missing is the leading man right now. We need some really, really great leading douchebag man. So I've got to think of something. We need Captain Douchepack. That's what we need.
Well, if when we used to do Jiggy Jag TV, and me and the fantastic cousin Chris used to talk about pro wrestling and various things. According to him, you have probably a huge roster full of douchebags to choose from in the world of pro wrestling. But so this concept sounds amazing. Talk to me a little bit about the process of putting all of this together.
It's scary. This is the first time in a long time, I think since 2008. I just decided, because we've got 2 videos coming up, and the other one is going to be shot in an insane asylum. And
that's awesome.
Do you remember the movie Fifth Element?
Yes.
Okay. So the leading actress, the leading lady, had on like this bandage, Oh
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going to be going for like that kind of look. So let's just say I'm not really eating. I'm working out every day.
You know what's funny? You bring this up. There is a friend of mine locally here in Kansas who I don't know when this got to be a thing. I don't know when the world of legitimate fighting and pro wrestling became one, which I am not saying anything bad about it. I think it's fantastic. But they do these things where these fighter people get to dress up, basically cosplay or whatever, at these weigh-ins. And she did a weigh-in at one of these fight events, dressed up as that chick. She made the outfit, the whole 9 yards. I will send you a photo.
Send it to me. So that's what we're looking to do.
That is awesome.
More tattered, more tea-stained, ripped,
yeah.
Like that sort of vibe. It starts out like overhead shot of me like on an operating table and getting zapped and all that. So I know Taylor Swift just did one with what's his name? Malone. Post Malone.
Yes.
Ours is going to be grittier and more horror movie, edgy, thriller looking than pretty. But I got to be in really good shape. So both of the videos need to look, I got to be in really good shape. So it's really hard because I love to eat. I love snacking. But what I was telling you is we're getting ready to crowdfund, which is usually like really uncomfortable for me. But nowadays, I just don't give a shit. I don't care.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Everybody's got $10 freaking dollars. Every like creeper at the bars that we play at or venues, they always want to buy us a drink.
Yes.
You know what? Save it. I'll piss that out in a couple hours.
Save it up.
Save it and just give us $10 so that we can do. Because I mean, these videos are cheap. Like they're really, really high. Like the last video that we did, Just Say Yes. It's a really high budget video. Nobody cares when you put out crap, but when you put out something really good, they're like, oh, what's So we're gonna do a GoFundMe, and we're gonna do it for 2 videos at the same time. So you're always like in the back of your mind, like, am I gonna put this out and get like $10? It just look like a pathetic piece of crap, or are people gonna? I expect people will just come, but. Because again, we got these like really super awesome people. Like Mickey James is nothing to shake a stick at. So
yes,
we've got to do it. And locations cost money and this, that, and the next thing. But the process is just getting together the storyboards. We've got such a great director and director of DP, director of photography, Josh Shreve. He's amazing. He did our last video, but he's like highbrow guy. Yeah. So we're just so honored that these people want to work with us. Very humbled. That's the right way to use humbled. We're very humbled.
Well, I will have to say that the time and the effort that you're putting in with all this and have put in with all this has been amazing. I do want to touch on that thing that you just brought up. I have noticed that more and more people, when they start talking about, like you're setting up a crowdfunding thing, and they don't really want to push it, which is strange to me because I'm like, why did you set it up?
Gotta do it.
Second, people always complain that they can't do, the crowdfunding thing, but yet you were completely correct with the fact that you go to these shows and these guys want to buy you drinks or they'll buy t-shirts and they'll buy this, they'll buy that. And I'm like, you can do all that.
$10. I'm going to
go to the crowdfunding thing.
You're going to get a link and it's going to say, look, MF, 10 freaking bucks. Put your name in the credits. It's not even yeah, the money will help, but the thing is like I've got 17 Facebook pages, okay? 17 of just personal pages.
Yes.
Of that, they're all capped out at 5,000 friends. It's like if what's 17 times 5, and then if all of those people even gave $1, we'd have. If everybody on all the platforms that we have, that's just Facebook. Let's do Instagrams. Let's do Twitters. Let's do TikToks. Let's do LinkedIn. Let's do Tumblr. If everybody gave me 50 cents. Because they're there for a reason, they follow. 50 cents, bro. Like we would have
50 cents, bro.
Millions of dollars to do some really great art. But like you show up at our live shows, you're there because you enjoy the entertainment. Like, please give us an opportunity and a chance to show you originally what we can do. Because our stuff is, god dang, it is some really, really. These are great songs. They're great. Like, I'm really excited, so I'm proud of them, and I'm not afraid to say, what are you doing? Again, even if people gave 5, I'm just going to say 10. Everybody's got $10.
Well, everybody's got 10.
They've got money for, what cracks me up? I always thought to myself, if I had one wish I could, make, one of the wishes. Everybody's just so sports crazy all over the whole world.
Oh, my God.
Wait, hear me out. What if, and I've always wished we could do this, what if for 1 year, every time you were going to do something sports related, Jiggy. Now, this can be watching a game online. This can be going to a little league for your friend's kid. It can be anything sports related. There is a virtual funding platform set up. You give $1 for the whole year. $1, $1. And it's decided this is going to go towards the homeless in a certain area, or this is going to go towards something that would mental illness or suicide prevention or child abduction or human trafficking or fill in the blank, some sort of strange research.
Yes.
But everybody in the world has to do it. Can you imagine the amount of money that could be raised into your butt? Here's the thing. Would anybody do it? No.
Oh, no.
Nobody would do it.
No.
Nobody would do it. That's just, but it's like the power but it's sports. But here's my point. How many people would spend how much money for a box seat at the Super Bowl?
Well,
or for those tickets and it's just priorities. And I think a lot of people in life have dreams, Jiggy, and it's just a priority. I mean, I'm looking at your studio. You've got a green screen wall in the background.
You know what is amazing is that I've got this green screen wall, and this thing was here before I even moved into this spot, which is amazing. I can't let this go without saying something. You were talking along there, and all of a sudden you popped in, bro. And then you mentioned something about how much, would people give up for the Super Bowl? Well, if Vince Russo was involved, we'll switch that to baseball, the World Series. I love the fact that GoldyLocks, all the various people that she has encountered in the world of pro wrestling and music over the years, and you're talking and you're excited, and then all of a sudden you just slip in a bro out of nowhere.
Well, you don't know, but my podcast has been on Vince Russo's brand.
Well, yeah.
Now, yeah.
Yes.
So
it's just it just becomes automatic.
I'll always say, bro. A lot of the people that are on our Patreon or that support me or give 2 shakes of a lamb's rat's whatever tail you want to call it, they've all come from Vince Russo.
Yes.
I'm very grateful to Vince. Gave me a chance TNA to do whatever I wanted to do. So did Jeff Jarrett. So did Jerry Jarrett. They really let me do whatever I wanted to do. Nobody ever vetoed. Nobody ever said no to anything. They just let me run with it all. I tried to do a really good, interesting job with a lot of the stuff when I became a certified heel and crazy and lost my mind and was dressing up as different people every week. Like, they were wonderful with giving me creative reins and control. And Vince, he's a visionary. Like, he sees all the stuff that's the chess player that's down the line. He's not even looking at the stuff right in front of you sometimes. And you need people like that in your organization, or you're just going to die and be stale and fall behind with the times. Vince was always like way ahead of the game. Way
ahead of the game.
That's why we got along. And, you know, the fact that people are still talking about him today speaks volumes about him, or that people still hate him. It's like, again, where's your freaking wrestling? What would you do every week? You can't even wipe your ass every week. Guys can't even shave their pubes. You know, I've got a big date coming up. I better take care of the landscape down there. It's like, other than that, do you clean up your place you can't even do that stuff, let alone, do you think you could really run like a pro wrestling league? I've been speaking with Billy Corgan on and off about some ideas.
That's awesome.
And it's the same thing. Like the guy's in like one of the biggest rock bands of all time. He's touring.
Yes.
He's got like all these people that he's responsible for. Like, what are you doing? That's what Vince was very vested. He was very present. He was always doing stuff outside of TNA to keep everything going and spinning plates, as Prince used to say. I'm spinning plates. It's like you're always keeping all this stuff going. Like, anybody that's going to step forth and criticize before you open your big fat trap, like, let's see what you would do.
Yes. Well, and that was, you know, a few years ago we had Russo on this show, and we had him on for, God, I think originally I was supposed to talk to him for 30 minutes, and I think we did an hour and a half.
Yeah, you see, hey, bro, and he would just start.
Yes.
And then the problem with the wrestling business, bro. I can hear him.
we spent probably, let's see, I was wanting to talk wrestling. I think we spent 30 minutes on wrestling, and the rest of it we spent on his record collection and baseball.
Oh, boy.
We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. GoldyLocks is with us. She has got Just Say Yes, which we are going to play after the interview with her today on our big program. But she has got just an amazing background in music. Like I said, most people know you from wrestling, but you have worked with Prince and all sorts of other people. Talk to me a little bit about just your past experiences with music in general.
Man, you know, before that, while people are listening, if anybody's listening still,
yes,
would you mind having them, I'm going to tell them right now, would you mind going over to YouTube and looking for Just Say Yes, Goldy with a Y, Locks. It'll come right up. It's really bright and retro and neon. And just saying, I heard you from Jiggy Jaguar's show.
Yes.
Like, I would really appreciate you cross-promoting both of this fabulous show, this great interviewer, lovely human being, and then our single that's current. Like, just say, you can say this sucks balls. I don't care what you say. Just leave a comment. You can put turd emojis on there.
That is awesome. Turd emojis.
Just comment that's where you're listening from, because it's just fun to do.
That is amazing.
It's kind of like a guest book, even if it's a dirty one, and it's fun to go back and
it's like a guest book, even
years
a dirty
from now,
one.
and like look at hate that people have to say. But I get some really great hate. It's awesome.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
I've had such a blessed, charmed life with just all of the people that I've met and encountered through music and wrestling. I think the biggest jerk-offs that I've ever worked with, the most abuse that I've ever gone through, the people that were the most abusive and Satan-like are the ones that I've learned the most from. So
that is fantastic.
Yeah, it's true though. Like, the most abusive people in the studio, in the business, record executives, disgusting people, horrible people. they're all like narcissistic and self-absorbed, sociopathic people I've learned the most from. So yeah, I've had some great people that I've worked with, but it's always the real demonic people that are almost borderline possessed that I take home the biggest lessons.
Borderline possessed. Wow.
Yeah, that helped me, that have helped me in my career, you know, without even knowing that they've helped me. My manager at one time, Dick Scott. Dick Scott was the manager for New Kids on the Block. That's how he used to talk. I'm the Papa Bear. So Papa Bear met me years and years ago, and then through really crazy circumstances became my manager. And I learned how to get effed from this way till Sunday. That man was the king of not just double, triple, quadruple. Sometimes there isn't even a word for billing somebody 5 times. He'd bill me. He'd bill the manager that was helping him. He'd bill the record label. He'd bill the law firm working with them. I mean, he just found a way to bill everybody.
Holy smokes.
Thing. Yeah, the same thing, like tour bus rental. Okay, well, we better charge the artist for that. Okay, well, we better charge the law firm for that. We better charge everybody was getting charged until later on when we all were like, well, wait a minute, I paid for that. Wait a minute, I paid. Just so sus. But you learn that everybody that comes around you with a big smile, who's your friend, putting their arm around you, want to help you, like, just expect they're screwing you.
You better believe it.
Be pleasantly surprised when they're not, and look for like, okay, check on things. You learn how to check on things from these people. Things you'd never ever thought, but you don't learn any lessons unless you get hosed over. If everything's just sunny and bright all the time,
yeah, then
you're just sheltered and inexperienced and naive. So.
Well, that is a interesting way of looking at things. The most stuff I've learned is from people who have screwed me over the worst. That is amazing.
See, there's lemonade out of that catastrophe.
Well, there is that. We have got GoldyLocks with us today. Of course, GoldyLocksBand.com if you want to go over there and check out their incredible website. So you are also into a lot of various like causes.
That was weird. I was just thinking of that. Wow, that's weird.
Let's talk a little bit about some of these things.
Well, I didn't want to take it down like the drab, dismal.
No.
We
go all over the goddamn place on this show.
When you were saying that about when we were talking about people. There was a person that I worked with. It's like literally like Beetlejuice. I'll never say his name, especially 3 times. He just appears. I shouldn't even have said that. So I just, he had mental issues. I learned a lot, but I had such mental issues from this guy that I was just getting into a really dark place, really dark. And on my darkest day, I came up with All to You, which is a song. God, everybody was in that song. Chris Henderson from 3 Doors Down was in that. Bobby Cat from Bobby Cat's 38 Special. Claudette King, the late B.B. King's daughter. Tupac Shakur's cousin was in it.
That is awesome.
James Storm was in it. Chase Stevens was in it. Alan Funk from WCW was in it. I mean, we had so many people in
Punkster.
Maya
baby.
May Valentine from NWA. She was in it.
Wow.
So everybody, all-star cast, and it was for that's another one. It was for suicide prevention, and it was basically a video with everybody offing themselves, and then showing what it's like once you're gone, like who's left behind, like just live through hell that their dad is gone or their sister or their child or. Yep. Whomever. So that was a really powerful song. Very, very big advocate for just mental health awareness, for suicide prevention. Now, I will say I'm always telling people to reach out, and I've been saying that for years. But then things start getting weird, Jiggy, where people are just reaching out, and they're not really reaching out for that reason. They're just reaching out to be, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Here with that. Don't play games. Don't cry wolf. Like, if you need help, then reach out to people and say, and it's always the people that don't reach out or that look really, God, have you seen there's a thing going around on social media. I'm sure you've seen it. It's just basically a shot of crowd at a game, at hockey, whatever. It's two guys that sit down. They got their flags and their head scarves and all that. Two guys sit down, right? One guy's just like in such a good mood and he's all pumped up, and the other guy's just kind of subdued and somber. And the guy pumped up is like, yeah. And the guy that's a little somber is a little like annoyed with his friend who's just so over the top, so fanned out, ready to be there. And then it shows him at the next game, and it shows him at the next game. And then the last frame shows the crowd, same two seats. The guy that's just super fired up isn't there, but the guy that was really somber was there. And he's got the guy who was fired up's little wrap over the seat, as if to say, I am acknowledging and honoring my friend. And then basically it's just it's a PSA for mental health, saying it's not always the ones that you think. I would have guessed that the somber guy would have been the guy that wouldn't be showing up in the last frame, but it was that guy that was always in such a good mood, and those are the ones you really need to look out for, not the ones sometimes that are just playing, crying wolf. Like, don't do that stuff. And there's a lot of people that do that. Don't save that for when you're really down and then cry out. But you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
People get a little sketched out with that stuff. So that's a serious thing. I've been really down in my life where I've thought, it's not even like I want attention or what would it be like if I was gone, and you're romanticizing things. It's almost like, Jiggy, like I feel like an alien. Like I don't really feel like I fit in anywhere with anyone on this planet. I never have. I'm just kind of doing my own thing over here. I feel like a big weirdo. And sometimes
I feel like a big weirdo.
Yeah, but I do. And sometimes in the past, when I've thought of suicide, it was only because I thought, I wonder what it's like somewhere else. I wonder if people would pick on me or be mean to me in the next place that we go to. So it's never like, boo-hoo, look at me or whatever. It's because I've always felt like, and I'm comfortable with that now. I know I am a big weirdo. But aren't we all kind of big weirdos? Isn't everybody kind of weird in their own way? You know what I mean?
Essentially.
Except for that one clique of jockey, cheerleader, that group in high school. And then they basically just all rotated dating each other for the next 10 years after. And then they all just got married. Like, they're the only ones that I think, like, are just... And I think that's weird. I think those people are weird. Like, they just live their... Brady Bunch lives, and like there's no
Brady Bunch lives.
There's just no controversy in their lives or abuse or trauma or whatever. They had it really good in their 2.5 suburban picket white house homes. they never saw any, and they've never seen the kind of shit that I've seen. I've seen some shit.
Yes,
I've seen some shit. Yeah, mental health, good one. And then the other one that we've done a lot on is child abuse prevention. Like, nobody ever wants to talk about that, like there's so many little kids that are being hurt. Like, there's enough places to go, like, report stuff. There's enough places to go to make sure, like, some little kid is safe. So see something, say something works. And then that other thing, I've got a column in the Los Angeles Tribune, and it's called Goldy with a Y, Goldy's Corner. And one of the stories that I did was just something I saw on TikTok, which was this thing where you do this. You know this?
Not really. What?
Hand down, thumb in and hand down. And so that is when you see somebody driving down the highway, if you see somebody in the passenger seat or any seat for that matter, doing this, it means I've been abducted. Help. And there's been all these people.
Wow.
Man, there was one in Kentucky a while back where some girl got abducted and was looking out barely, she didn't want the person driving her capturer, abductor. Didn't want him didn't want him to see. It was just kind of caught some guy in a truck's attention and did this thing. I guess it's every finger, or you can just do it like this. And that truck driver knew his shit. And within 60 minutes, they had state troopers waiting, crossing the line from Kentucky into Tennessee, and that mother effer was gone. Like,
holy smokes. So
badass. Like, that's badass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. You have no business. Like, you need a date that bad, then.
We have got GoldyLocks with us today. GoldyLocksBand.com is the official website. Just Say Yes is the brand new single. And we have talked about all sorts of different things in this interview. It's been quite entertaining, I'll have to say.
Bro's on fire. He's doing a great job.
So you have got just, like I said, a big fan following. Talk to me a little bit about what it's like when you guys do shows.
It's so much fun. We got people that come out from wrestling that have seen it, that just come out because of the music that we've been doing for so long. I've been touring for a long, long time. I started when I was really, really young. We've got people that come out from the current show that's on TLC called Calling the Cheapskates. That I've done Cheapskates. I've done Calling the Cheapskates. You got to check that out. That's out saving people money, families money, doing disgusting things to save money, pooping in people's backyards and composting it, peeing in plants to fertilize it on a dime. We've got all kinds of tips and tricks on Calling the Cheapskates, but a lot of people see that because that's like it's a worldwide show. They come out and they're hoping that we suck, and we don't. And they're pleasantly surprised, and it's just a fun
They're hoping we suck, but we don't. Good God.
Take that to the bank.
You are damn entertaining. I will have to say.
Your laugh alone.
This has been so much fun.
Extends like many seconds. That's a gift, my friend.
GoldyLocks with us today. She, of course, joins us.
Like that? Do it again. Come on.
Oh, I will at some point. You're gonna say something that will pop me. GoldyLocks with us today. Just Say Yes. That is the brand new single. She joins us today here on our big program, and you can join us each and every day over there at JIGGY.com, and of course iHeartRadio and AM/FM. 247.com and 50 plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. So, GoldyLocks, what is next for you?
These are my new glasses. I just got them. They're plastic because the ones that look a lot like them are glass, and that's one of the only things that one of my exes bought me. So I have retired the glass iridescent glasses to the top shelf of the china cabinet, and I'm going to use these because I think I want to just remember him on something good that he got for me.
Jeez.
So I'm going to just show off my new plastic iridescent glasses.
Plastic iridescent glasses here on the old Skip Skype.
There you go.
It's like the plastic iridescent glasses match all the light and everything in your studio. That is amazing there.
I let's see if I can get the camera back. But if you tilt the camera up, it's
here she goes.
It's a graveyard of all of the band members and all the different posters. Some of them, and then
that is amazing.
This way, it's like all the keyboards and all that.
Keyboards, violins,
all the weights. It's one random shoe. Right
that
there.
Is amazing. Random shoes, baby.
Random shoes. I was working out right up until your show. I was.
That's awesome.
Working out, getting ready for those new videos because I'm going to be asking for a shit ton of money, and I better look at it.
You are amazing. Fantastic. So, working out.
Yes.
Are you a what in the world? It looks like a jukebox.
Super hot chick in really good shape. That was me like a few years back. That's what I got to get back to. We got to get back to that for these new videos. I'm telling you, Mickey James. I'm going to be in a video with Mickey James. Do you think that I'm going to show up with any fat on my body at all? Somebody that freaking hot.
Amazing. So working out, are you a cardio person, a weightlifting person, or are you a kettlebell person?
Weightlifting all the way. Kettlebells are interesting. That seeps into CrossFit, which I'm not a CrossFitter. If you're a CrossFitter, that's great.
Yeah.
But you should heed my warning.
CrossFit
guys,
people.
Girls.
CrossFit people are their own religion. But
you gotta just take the stuff from CrossFit that is basically borrowed from weightlifting. Please, please, please take this. Take the good stuff from CrossFit and that has been borrowed from weightlifting and bodybuilding. Take that, but all the other crazy stuff where you're jumping up on these high. But can I just tell you, you are chiropractor and surgeon's dream. You know, you're just injuring your body so much with anything that's extreme like that. It just I love
the CrossFit pull-up.
It's just there's a lot of stuff.
They're throwing themselves over the bar. I'm like, what in the world is this?
Guys, like, so Rich Froning was like the CrossFit guy of the God, and he was a big person in an MLM Advocare, multi-level marketing that I did for a long time. Advocare. I do ID Life now, but I did Advocare for a long time. I love their products and love sharing. Hey, I'm using this and this, and then making a couple bucks off of it. I mean, who doesn't make money off of giving advice? Like, that's what you do these days. And Rich Froning was so beautiful, but he retired from CrossFit just because the injuries were so vast. And it's like, just everything with moderation. Everything with moderation. Your diet with moderation. Just if people could do 20 or 30 minutes every day of something, and that goes for you too, Jiggy Jigoo. Of something you could do. I get tired of the bullshit excuses people come up with. You can get out you got a phone. Everybody's got a phone. You've got a stopwatch. Here's how you do it. You just get out your stopwatch and you start jogging in place for a minute, and then you let 30 seconds go by with a rest, and then you do one more thing on a circuit. High knees for a minute. Rest for 30 seconds. Do a minute of lunges. Both sides, rest for 30 seconds. Do a minute of squats. If you don't have weights, pick up anything that you can hold, like a suitcase or anything you have that has weight. Just pick it up, put it over your head if you want to, and do your squats.
Do like Ric Flair always says. He used to do 5,000 Hindu squats. That's a little excessive, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's got 60 seconds to do something, and if you just did what I just said, then that's the equivalent of 6 minutes right there with the breaks, or maybe more. My math isn't so great. But just repeat that 3 or 4 times, and now you're at like 24 minutes of who can't do that? You are.
Well, see, this is the thing. Well, my gym routine is a little excessive. I usually go to the gym for 3 hours, 3 times a week. And I can't stand it when I see the guys come in and they'll do bench press and then they'll leave. And I'm like, why did you come here?
What are you doing for 3 hours? Now, are you like absolutely?
Oh, my God. We'll detail my routine here to Goldy Locks. I did not have this.
Are you dicking around? Because sometimes my 2 hours is me dicking around, answering emails, or I'm on the phone. It's not 30-second rest.
No. My routine, in fact, the other day, it went from 3 hours to 5 because I did dick around. But usually I stretch at the very beginning, which is something that a lot of people have always told me, it's just a big waste of time. Well, I don't pull nothing. I haven't torn anything over the years. I usually do that. Then I usually do either bench press, deadlift, or squat. And I power lift that way. So it takes me like 5 or 10 minutes to do deadlift because I'll do a set, then I'll rest for 3 minutes, then I'll do another set, rest for 5 minutes, do another set. Plus we're moving all the damn weights around and all the crap. Then I go into shrugs because I'm obsessed with shrugs. And I used to do 20 sets of 25, but now over the years I decided I think we'll just do 4 sets of 25 because 20 sets of 25 is like an hour and a half. I used to do an hour and a half of shrugs, but I was obsessed with Mike Tyson, and he always did one set of 1,000, and I'm like, I can't do that, so I'll do 20 sets of 25, and then I will do kettlebells, which I have become obsessed with over the last several years. I do 17.
With what? What do you do with them?
Just the basic kettlebell swing. That's all I do.
Okay.
I'm not doing this stuff where these guys are like putting the 50-pound over their head. I see people doing that. I'm like, you want to tear a rotator cuff? Is that what you're wanting to do with your life here?
Exactly.
And then I lift weights, and usually on Mondays it's chest and biceps. Tuesdays it's back and triceps. And then Saturdays or Fridays is shoulders, legs, which shoulders, legs is a very long, long day at the gym because I'm doing squats, leg press, leg curl, leg extension. And with the leg press, I love loading the leg press. I hate unloading the leg press. Doing the exercise itself, not a big deal. But it's slapping all them damn 45s on each end.
And I make sure I let everybody know at the gym when they don't return and you guys leave them on.
Oh, yeah. I see that a lot.
Loudly as I can what Captain Asshole left all of his shit.
That is amazing.
No, but it's like, come on. That's just it. You're not going to get lazy.
My view on this is if you can get it out, you can put it back. Like, if you can it's like the guys that I see that'll do the dumbbell bench press and they'll have like the 65 pounds in their hand. And then when they're done doing it, they just throw it on the ground. And I'm like, brother, if you can take it off the rack, sit down on the bench, lay back, do the exercise, and then sit back up, you can put it back on the rack. I don't understand this concept. I do think that is hilarious, though, that if people leave stuff laying around, you make sure to make a big, giant deal about that. That is fantastic.
Because they're lazy. I don't like lazy people. That's my biggest thing. I don't like anybody who's lazy.
Yeah.
Just go out. You know what gets me? And I need to just not be on social media when I see people looting stores.
Oh yeah, I don't understand this at all. What is that about?
Shit out of anybody I see taking anything. You're not doing anything to them for walking out with cart filled with product. So what are you gonna do to me, another customer who happens to just beat the shit out of us? I would just love to beat the shit out of anybody who feels the need to do that while the rest of us work our asses off to make money.
Yes.
The good old-fashioned way. I am so tired of the stealing.
You know what
just getting to be.
You bring up stealing. This is amazing. This is an amazing interview. We've got GoldyLocks with us today. Just Say Yes is the single, but you bring up stealing. When I was a teenager and I was working at Walmart, I was working as a stockman over Christmas. And there would be people that would come in and they would steal stuff and they'd go to the parking lot. And I was constantly getting in trouble because I'd chase them in the parking lot. And I'm like, hey,
you should.
You know? And they would always, either I would get them back in the store or they'd give me the item or something. And then I always would get, and you'll appreciate this, I would always have all the management, or as I call them, Mama G-ment, cut promos on me about, you can't go outside and do that. You can't do that. And I'm like, they're stealing from you. They're like, what if they've got a gun? What if they've got this? What if they've got that? Here's the deal. If they've got a knife or a gun, they're not just going to steal. They're going to rob you.
Exactly. Or if they could afford a knife or a gun, then they're probably not stealing.
Well, that too. That too. If they can afford it, they're not going
to. I've been pondering the thought of, if I'm in a store and I see somebody doing that, and maybe they have a gun, which they never do.
Oh yeah, they never do.
What if I have a gun?
All these guys are fake tough guys. That's all they are.
Yeah. So I wonder what the law is on having a fire extinguisher and just completely blowing them with shit. Would it blind them?
That's amazing.
I've been thinking about this one. Would you get sued? Does fire extinguisher chemicals blind somebody? I don't think so, because you could spray somebody with it. If they were on fire, you would grab them and spray somebody.
Yeah.
So it couldn't blind them and couldn't poison them. What would happen if you did that to them? Because a hose would be, but that's not right there. But a fire extinguisher is always really nearby. What if you just completely fire extinguished somebody that was stealing and foamed them up, and then they'd have to leave?
That is amazing.
Or what if you went and locked the door somehow? You barricaded the door or chained the door somehow. Again, they don't have a freaking gun, or they wouldn't be in stealing Nike shoes.
Well, that too.
I'm just like, why don't people ever lock them in and then leave out the back door?
Well,
like,
that
while
too.
they're stealing everything, instead of filming everything, why doesn't the clerk just go lock the front door and then leave out the back if they're dangerous? And then, because they're always more concerned with stealing than paying attention to their surroundings. They're not looking to see what people are doing. So lock the door and then leave. I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm legit. This is a legit shoot. Like, I am one more person stealing shit. I want to beat the shit out of you. Who are you? Who are you that you get to go? We all just go steal. Then what? You know what I feel like? This is what I seriously feel like. No, this movie. I feel like in today's, everybody's got a channel. Everybody's got a.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's an influencer.
Everybody's got something.
I'm an influencer. Look at me. I washed a pan. I'm an influencer. Everybody's an influencer. Like, I feel like we're living in the movie Idiocracy. Remember that movie?
Yes.
That's
amazing.
That's today. Look at the dumbest of dumb. And I don't know when I pick up my phone. The videos are just like, I did this. Put epic music behind it. Oh, I lifted a glass. Look at me. I've got a glass lifting channel. Subscribe to me.
Like, share, and subscribe, as they say.
What?
Well, something that you brought up with the fire extinguisher thing.
Let's go back.
Al Snow in the 90s used to spray guys in WWF with fire extinguishers. I don't think that they gimmicked any of those things. How would you gimmick a fire extinguisher? So it's like,
can we start doing that? Can we start pulling an Al Snow? Can we start spraying all these people, grabbing up all this crap in stores, making the prices go up and up and up? Have you seen the projections that social media has been showing about, in order to be just where we were 2 years ago, you need to have an extra $11,500 to cover the increase in insurance, the increase in groceries. Like, and then have you gotten an $11,000? Have you gotten a $12,000 raise? No. Like, it's a lot of it. Well, a lot of it is because of our incredible leadership in government.
Oh, we go there too.
Dude, even if you voted for this guy, what a clown show. Come on.
What a clown show.
Oh, embarrassing. Like, he can't even form a sentence anymore. Our vice president.
I always like to say he doesn't know what time zone he's even in. But that's just me.
Joke. It's just a joke. Minnesota accent comes out. It's a joke, don't you know? It's so bad.
The Minnesota accent comes out. That's awesome.
Because it's so bad. It's just a clown show. It's not even about politics or left or right or this or that. Like, look at it. You can hate Trump all you want. Whatever. The guy just speaks his mind and gets banned for stuff. Like, hate him all you want, but hate him all you want. But how was the economy when he was president?
Well, the one thing I always like about Trump, and I always tell this to everybody that I talk to when they're like, well, he gets up there and he says some of the things that he says. And I'm like, he was best buddies with Vince McMahon for how many years? He's just cutting wrestling promos on these guys. That's all he's doing.
He is. And again, lots of embarrassing stuff that he says, and there's lots of it. But, I mean, then let's go over to where we are now. Talk about embarrassing stuff on a whole new level. The guy doesn't even know where he's at. Like, those gas prices during COVID, and that was just, it's not like he's just some Muppet on the Muppet Show.
Well, yeah.
You know.
As I always like to say, and this is interesting because I think you're the first person that I've talked from pro wrestling who will get the reference, but you'll also get it from the political world too. I always say, no matter, you know, like with as I like to call him, worst to first, Joe Biden. He was worst to first because he was the first guy to drop out of the Democratic primary, and then at the end of the day, he became president. How does that happen? But I always like to say that he's not in charge. They are in charge, and by that I mean the New World Order, and not Hogan, Bischoff, and the rest of them. The guys like Klaus Schwab and all those guys over in the World Economic Forum and all those guys. That's what I mean by the NWO. But
for anybody that even uses the word conspiracy theorist, I'm so sorry that you are that ignorant. I mean, I lived in Hollywood. That's all I'll say is I lived in Hollywood for a long time. I've seen it all. Like literally, I've been to the parties. I've been to the shit where there's like, oh, there's going to be human sacrifices. I think it's time that I leave. I've been to the local bookstore where literally there were magazines on pedophilia and where the best kids were to find, kidnap, abduct, rape, molest. There's a magazine company that would distribute all kinds of pamphlets.
See this,
there's more.
This is such a if you go back and you dissect this entire show, we have talked about literally everything in the span of almost 50 minutes here. But one of the things, and maybe you can answer this, because I always ask this to everybody whenever we get into this conversation, and nobody can ever really answer it for me. What is the obsession with the kid thing? Why are they all like obsessed with the kid thing?
I will tell you why. Because I had
what the hell is that about?
I will tell you, my father was a parole officer for 30 years.
Okay.
He taught me a lot from a very, very young age. So anybody that is a predator to children, anybody who is a certified bona fide pedophile, you have to, first off, and I'm not excusing it, I'm just saying you got to understand whatever age of child that they go after is the age, according to my dad and a lot of research and studies, that they were molested and they were hurt.
Okay.
So when you have a guy that's going after, girls of a certain age, something in his past happened that age. When a guy is going after like a Michael Jackson is like, 8, 9, 10-year-old. The thing is, he didn't do that. Oh, okay. Well, we'll never really know. But isn't it interesting? It's very interesting how every kid that comes forward all was Macaulay Culkin's age. Every kid that comes forward was a boy, a male. You know what I mean? And then we all know that it's been documented the massive abuse that Michael Jackson went through, and the dude just didn't really seem normal. Growing up, and then just kind of went out the deep end. But more than likely, a pedophile had something very, very traumatic happen to them at the age of where. So that's really, really tough. I remember seeing one guy online maybe 10 years ago who said, I can't be near any children at all. I don't leave my house.
Wow.
I don't leave my home. This was before Uber, Grubhub, Red DoorDash. He would have his food delivered. He just said, I know what I am. I understand what I am, and I know that there's no fixing it, so I don't leave my house. He was morbidly obese, and he said he started like a dark web chat room to help other pedophiles and say, look, if you're not going to get help with them, then you can't leave. So I felt really badly for him because, in their minds, it's no different than when people are like, I don't understand homosexuality or this. It's like, okay, well, in their minds, they're like, how passionate you are, whatever you are. I don't want to know, rhetorical. whatever you are attracted to, Jiggy, whatever you are attracted to, that is normal to you. That is your fire, you're burnt. Now, imagine if society says, okay, well, that's not right. That's biblically, you can't be attracted to another woman. That's just what oh my God, that's what I really feel like.
And that's the thing. And see, this is something, I love these conversations. This is a fantastic conversation today with GoldyLocks. By the way, we will have to have a part 2 with GoldyLocks at some point. This is the thing that I've always wondered with all this various stuff with sexuality. But part of the thing that I've never understood, which I'm so glad you explained that, you're the first person I've talked to in like 10, 15 years that can explain the obsession with the kid thing. I've never understood that. But what is the obsession with the fact that that everybody has to shout from the rooftops what their sexual preference is? I'm not running around.
I don't know.
I'm not running around going, I love chicks. I don't do that.
I don't care, bro. I don't care what you love. No, I don't care what you love.
Yeah.
REM, Michael Stipe from REM. It was an interview from years ago, and he was like, "What does my sexuality have to do with?" And now it's just like everybody's gotta. So here's the thing that what was I gonna say when you were talking about that? I don't care. Are you a good person? The thing though with normalizing pedophilia is,
yes.
Okay, now, bro, no. When you do anything, go to war, drink a beer, drive a car, there's a fucking age and there's a reason for it. I am old enough, judging by past experience, I am old enough to operate a vehicle. Okay,
yes.
21, there's a reason why. And people will say, oh, but there's plenty of people in Europe that drinking age is any age. Oh, and there's no alcoholism in Europe at all. It's so under control. Have you been to Ireland lately? I'm just like, there's a reason. There's a reason where that ages are. There's a reason like these same thing with like changing your kid's sex. I've got a lot of friends.
Oh yeah.
I've got a lot of friends who are dealing with their kids deciding that they want to be something else other than what they were born. My heart goes out. It's so traumatic and stressful for the whole family. Everybody wants to do good by the child or hear what the kid is saying, but we all know that it's probably not a good idea for a 13-year-old female to get her boobs cut off. It's like, please, it's no different than it is to say, here's the keys to the car, Jenny. No different than it is to say, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and get married at 13 and start having kids? It's no different than give yourself a chance to see mature in who you are. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21 and you still feel like you got to knock those tits off, well, then be my guest.
Be my guest.
Give yourself I mean, I like a guy for 20 minutes and then I'm done with that. You know, like I'm no better than a pedophile.
That is amazing.
I have to give myself time from a distance to watch a man, to observe him, so that in a month from now, in 2 months from now, am I still interested? I'm not going to hurt somebody and get them all vested in me and then just do my normal 2-week turnaround time jiggy. Like, I know myself. So
I love the fact that I think the biggest thing I loved about that is you're like, I get around a guy for like 20 minutes. I'm like, that is awesome.
It's sad, but I know myself because I'm old enough now that I know myself. I know my pattern. I know my history, that I don't ask a guy out. I don't pursue a man until I've really studied him, so that I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want and I know like my expiration time with dudes is like, but at least I'm honest about it. How many guys are the same way, but I'm just honest about it.
Well,
so I watch guys for quite a while and see, are they a good person? Are they kind? You know, are they just putting on a show for me and then they're going to turn into asshole? No different than I don't want to ever date a guy that I know that I can't be kind to, because I can be a raging bitch and I don't ever want somebody on the other end of that. I don't ever want to do. I'm looking from past mistakes, from past relationships, thinking, what could I have done better? Than you're a bitch. You can do that. Stop being a. So.
You are amazing. We are definitely gonna have to do this again. GoldyLocks is with us today. Just say yes. That is the official music video on YouTube. We are going to wrap things up here with GoldyLocks. Before we do, and then as soon as we're done with her, we're going to play the song. But before we let you go, run it down for us. How do we get a hold of you on social media, the websites, buy your music, everything?
I appreciate it. It's so easy. Just like you've been plugging the Goldy with a Y Locks band. Everything's on there.com. And then just, most of the handles are Goldy with a Y Locks Rocks. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of them are just GoldyLocks Rocks. Yeah, it's pretty lame. Look at I rock! But GoldyLocks was taken by some other freak show, even though I owned the copyright on it for years, but then I didn't pay 1 year, and now everybody's got, even if you have the copyright on something, like, what are you going to do?
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what are you going to do? So yeah, Goldie with Y, Goldie Locks.
What are you going to do?
Goldie Locks rocks. Yeah.
Well, you are amazing.
You're
When
a good soul, good vibe.
When your next single is out, have your people get a hold of me, or I will get a hold of them, or however the hell this works, and we will get you back on the program, and we will spend another hour plus just kind of going down the Hallelujah Trail, as my good friend Frank Catullo would say.
Let's see if we can get Mickey James and the Lax to come.
That would be awesome as well, if we can pull that off. Here's what I will do. I will get a Skype link to your press people, and then however if I happen to pull up Skype and you're there and frickin' Mickey James shows up,
I would love that.
I will. That would be amazing as well. But I appreciate you making as much time as you did. Thank you for spending all the time here with us. Thanks for making some time. We will talk to you soon.
Thanks for calling me a perv magnet.
You're definitely a perv magnet. You would be considered, if Ross Long was here, the rebel rousing ringleader, he would refer to you as a rock and roll perv magnet. So
okay, fair enough. I'll take that. You did a wonderful, wonderful job. Please let me know when this is out so that I can
Yes. I will send it your way. I appreciate it, my friend.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Have yourself a wonderful day. There she goes, the fantastic GoldyLocks with us today. She is on fire, as they say. I don't know who's saying it, I don't know why they're saying it, but they are indeed saying it. Just say yes. It is live here on your world famous Jiggy Jaguar Radio broadcast.
I always knew life could give me so much more. I want it all and it wants me. Oh, I know there's no ceiling, that there is no floor stopping me from what I'll be. When I'm feeling like there's something that's preventing me, push it back, I walk away. Knowing that there's something reinventing me, I stand up, I will slay. I stop at nothing till I reach the top. I keep on moving and I'll never stop. I start a motion where the blood is free. I'll make it everywhere we all agree. Just say yes, don't put me to the test. Oh baby, don't say no. Just how far can we go? If you would just say yes, don't make me have to guess. Just stop making a mess of my life and just tell me yes. Tell me yes. Say that other word, but not to me. 'Cause I'm a queen and you will bow. Don't do bad vibes and negativity, so just agree and do it now. I stop at nothing till I reach the top. I keep on moving and I'll never stop. I start a motion where the blood is free. I'll make it everywhere we all agree. Just say yes, don't put me to the test, oh baby.
That was a hell of a deal. GoldyLocks, the GoldyLocks band, just say yes, and you are listening to the world famous KJAG radio broadcast. And that is that for today. We appreciate you making some time for us today, and we will see you next time. Peace and check and grace, everybody.